cuts it off.
We will go to the third amazing overtime. And these Phoenix Suns have shown a lot of courage. They just will not give it up when the odds seem to be against them.
Barkley for three. Whoa! Dan Marley with his sixth three-pointer.
Chambers baseline jumper off the rim, no good. Chambers missed a wide open shot, and Stacey King threw it right to Barkley, who lays it in. Oh, that might be the backbreaker.
In a remarkable come-from-behind victory, the Phoenix Suns in triple overtime have defeated the Chicago Bulls to battle their way back into this series.
All right, close as it can be right now.
Ain't nobody can think about IL for the heart.
All right, hey, we're part of history. Team of destiny.
The stunning finish to Game 3 of the finals typified the confidence and character of the 1993 Phoenix Suns. Their dramatic victory was among many highlights during a season in which the Suns were on the rise.
Stolen by Barkley. Here comes Sir Charles. Whammo!
Throughout the season, the Suns appeared to be a team of destiny. This close-knit team wore their emotions on their sleeve, openly showing their joy and exuberance. And there was one quality that came to be their trademark.
This is the loosest team I've ever been around, ever seen in any sport.
The Phoenix Suns, a spirited team of talented players and strong personalities, each with his own story to tell.
The brashest, most outspoken player in pro basketball, Charles Barkley. He has talked long and hard and loud about his hunger for an NBA title, and now Barkley may have moved closer to that dream of a title. He was traded to the Phoenix Suns in a 3-for-1 deal.
I am a member of the Phoenix Suns, and I am happy. I think for me, a change was needed, and I just want a legitimate shot at winning an NBA championship. What excites me the most is the opportunity to play with Kevin Johnson and Dan Marley. I haven't played with players of that caliber, 2 All-Stars on the same team since my first couple years in Philadelphia.
And from day one, Barkley earned the admiration of his new teammates.
It's just exciting to watch him play. I mean, he's unbelievable. And he's just so competitive, and you can just see that starting to permeate through the rest of the team, and this is exciting.
As the season began, Charles and the Suns stormed out of the gate, reeling off a 14-game winning streak.
Out, here comes Phoenix, 3-on-1. Oh, look at that pass. And Ceballos with the icing.
And Barkley had a flair for the dramatic, leading Phoenix to some heart-stopping and improbable victories.
Off the backboard, no basket. No! He said score the basket! Jake says score the basket!
As the Suns piled up victories, Barkley's popularity took off. Endorsement deals and TV appearances brought him to a new level of stardom.
Any knucklehead can score. Who said that? You did. Oh, yeah.
Some commercials allowed him to showcase his acting talents.
Don't you agree? Most certainly.
Barkley got the chance to expand his global horizons, appearing in a TV commercial for a Japan-based noodle company. And he found out that learning this new language was really just a piece of cake.
I broke the Japanese lines down one by one, so it wasn't really that tough. As long as you have an interpreter, it's never that hard.
Udachimiki. Udachimki. Uta Kimuche.
This international star had to learn Italian next. He played an opera singer for a shoe ad. But for Charles, taking center stage is nothing new.
Here comes Sir Charles.
Everything I try to do is try to hopefully entertain people, make them laugh, and I think that's pretty funny.
Charles went back to English, this time as a claymation figure for a public service ad promoting fitness.
Hey, couch potato, what are you doing just sitting there? How about a real game?
Nobody got a bigger kick out of the spot than Barkley himself.
Obviously, people have nothing better to do in Arizona than sit there and make that up.
After taking the advertising world by storm, Charles expressed his thoughts on a busy year which included a taste of daytime television.
I read in a book once, discretion was the better part of valor. Jack Wagner's a friend of mine, and he asked me to appear on the show, and I thought it would be fun.
On the other hand, some people swear about telling the truth. Try it. You might like it.
I give a great appreciation for what it's like to be an actor or an actress. It's not as easy as people think it is. Words really don't do it justice. It was the greatest basketball experience of my life. You know, when you go to practice, there's thousands of people waiting out there going crazy, and you got a police escort, you got motorcycles on the side, guys carrying guns, and a helicopter right above the bus, and the fans are standing up the entire time cheering on the way to the game. It was incredible. You know, they told me Tom Chambers was a bad guy. He's been nothing but great. They told me KJ was selfish and didn't want to go with the program, and that's totally untrue. I mean, these guys have only been great. You know, I've definitely had better seasons. You know, everybody's going to jump on the bandwagon now, but I've had better seasons. The only difference, I'm playing with one of the best teams I ever played with. It's most importantly, if you don't give 110% all the time, you can't be successful at what you want. Two things can happen on a basketball court: winning and losing, and one of them doesn't feel good.
It's over. It's over. Suns winning. Suns winning.
Though Charles was certainly the driving force behind the Suns' phenomenal success, he had the help of a stellar supporting cast. The long-range shooting of Dan Majerle complemented Barkley's inside game.
Oh, he got it at the buzzer. Barkley and Majerle. It's become a familiar ring.
Once the team's sixth man, Majerle has thrived in his new role as a starter, and he's come a long way since draft day 1988.
The 14th pick in the draft, the Phoenix Suns select Dan Majerle of Central Michigan University.
We are very happy to select Dan Majerle. I cannot help how you feel. All I can tell you is this: you people will be sorry that you ever booed this young man.
Cotton proved to be a prophet because Majerle turned the boos to cheers. His all-out hustle and work ethic made him a fan favorite in Phoenix.
We just saw a guy who was really tough, who didn't back down from anything. And to be able to get a guy like that and add him to your team, you can really never go wrong.
After 5 seasons, he's attained NBA stardom, but he's not the type to rest on his laurels.
I've always had to prove to people that I belong, and then I had to prove I can make it in the NBA, and I try to prove it every year that I still belong here.
One of the bright young stars of the Phoenix Suns, Dan Majerle.
A 2-time All-Star, Majerle has left no doubt he belongs. Yet he continues to work hard, improving on a different aspect of his game each season. This year, he concentrated on his outside shot and became a great three-point shooter.
No NBA record, 8 treys for Majerle.
I think it's always been in me, definitely. I've always wanted to shoot it. Coach Westphal has done a fantastic job of giving us the green light to shoot him, and that makes a big difference.
3! Got it! Big shot by Majerle.
Majerle's unbelievably important to our success. When you have enough players that compete like he does, the shooting percentages and all that stuff, assists, all that stuff pretty much goes out the window. You don't measure Dan by stats, you measure him by grit.
I think it's just my work ethic, the way I play basketball. I think that's the main reason they see me out there working hard every night, giving 100%, and I think fans can really relate to that small-town guy who just comes to play hard every night.
The man known as Thunder Dan plays hard, even at home. And his play has not only earned him respect from his peers, with some fans, he's also inspired puppy love.
The thunder makes me shake.
At the risk of stating the obvious here, you look like you could be a male model or a movie star. Have you gotten a lot of attention because of your looks?
I've gotten more attention from my teammates as far as razzing me.
I bet they must tease you a lot.
They really do. It's been a long year as that's gone, but
it's tough being Dan Majerle.
Well, you can imagine the ribbing he got when his teammates found out about this. Dan was photographed for his very own pinup poster. And as you might expect, it's become a hot seller in Phoenix.
We want 8 of these.
Also selling fast is Majerle's new line of clothing called Thunder 9. Dan, a lot of guys have sneakers named after them, but you have your own clothing line. I mean, is this Thunder 9 stuff any big deal or what?
Well, this is the embarrassing section.
What do you have? What's hot?
What's hot? Well, you see we got the variety of t-shirts. We got the embarrassing pose again with the roll-up shirts.
Oh my goodness, are those Dan Majerle boxer shorts?
Those are it.
It's all part of a serious case of Majerle mania.
So how you doing?
Fine.
Doing all right?
I want to be on TV with Dan Majerle.
Is it a boy? Girl? I don't know.
Anything with Marley's name on it is sure to catch on in Phoenix. So Dan's next venture was to open his own restaurant, just down the block from the Suns' new America West Arena.
What's going on? How you doing?
His sports grill has been packing them in, and Dan himself has taken a hands-on role.
This is a lot of fun for me, and just make sure everything runs smooth, and our main goal is to satisfy everybody in the place. You know, if I have my name on the building, I want it to be a respectable place, and a place where people can have fun and have a good time.
But good times and basketball aren't the only things on the menu.
We're going to have a lot of different variety of things and a lot of different kind of drinks, so it's going to be some fun. I'm going to have a good time sampling them all as far as the menu goes and finding out what's my favorite.
What makes Marley's unique?
Opening night was a special time for Dan, and his friends from the Suns turned out to dish out an assist.
It's a great place. If the people who run the place work as hard as Dan Marley does on the court, they'll all be millionaires.
It's nice for the players to have a place to come. You know, this city closes down pretty early, and we know we can always find a place to eat now. You know, he knows we're not paying for anything. He can be rest assured we're not paying for anything.
Marley wasn't the only son to serve the fans. His backcourt mate, Kevin Johnson, is deeply involved in community service. KJ has taken his leadership skills off the court and into his hometown of Sacramento, California. There, he founded the St. Hope Academy for underprivileged youngsters. It offers them a place for work, study, and recreation. And the kids there all look up to KJ.
Kevin's my idol because he did come from a really rich family, and he made a lot of himself, and he came back to the community and helped them.
This season, Johnson got some help from a teammate, as Barkley agreed to be a guest speaker at St. Hope.
Well, I just want to do anything I can to help my teammate out. It's a good cause. And hopefully, like I say, it really doesn't matter what happens to me, because I will be fine. The most important thing is the kids.
It was the Academy's annual fundraising dinner, and there was a packed house. Everyone wanted to hear from Sir Charles.
You meet little kids all the time, and they always say, well, I'm going to be like you one day. I said, well, I wish you was like me, but unfortunately there's only 300 jobs, and I'm not giving mine up no time soon. So you're going to have to be like the rest of the world and get a job.
The night was a big success, raising $150,000 for St. Hope.
Yeah, we've been fortunate. I think Sir Charles Barkley has a lot to do with that, and then the goodwill of the people in Sacramento trying to do something positive for the community.
Johnson cuts into traffic to the glass.
The fine play of KJ helped the Suns remain the hottest team in the league. But his season was interrupted by nagging injuries.
Right now, Kevin Johnson is hurting.
Even when he couldn't contribute to the Suns, he continued helping other people deal with their own personal hardships. His dream of opening St. Hope had become a reality. But Johnson also found a way of taking his message of hope on the road. When the Suns travel, he always tries to meet an important person in each city. And when the team went to Chicago in March, he met 6-year-old Delana Williams.
Kevin, why did you want to meet Delana?
Well, I had read an article about her and some of the tragedies that she had experienced on March the 4th, which was actually my birthday, and looked at her schedule and saw we were going to play in Chicago at the end of the month. And I thought it would be great to meet her. I think she was a superstar and certainly a role model for us all. She had been severely burned, her and her brother. She lost her mother, she lost her father, all over the course of a year's time. And then on top of that, she got hit by a stray bullet. And you know, all this for such a young girl, 6, 7 years old.
Okay, D-E-L-E-N-N-A. How did I do? She wrong. How'd you know that quick I was wrong? Which letter did I mess up on? Which one did I mess up on? What letter? That A? That was it. Only one though. Only one, right? Okay, let me change that.
She had experienced so many tragedies at such a young age and still managed to smile. And I thought that in itself was an awesome feat.
Oh, I love this, Delana.
She didn't get it.
You knew where that was going.
And look at that. Now, did she know who you were? Was she a Kevin Johnson fan? Was she a Phoenix Suns fan?
No, all she knew was Michael Jordan and the Bulls, and I didn't blame her. So when I met her, I asked her who was her favorite team, and she said Michael Jordan and the Bulls, and I said that was our enemies. She didn't care. All she cared about was Michael Jordan and the Bulls.
But sometimes we play that guy. What's that guy's name again? Yeah, what's his name?
Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan.
Yeah, sometimes we play him. I play against him sometimes.
He told me to say.
He what?
He told me to say.
He sent you a shirt? Good. He in
Pitching at him.
Really?
Yeah.
What, shooting or dunking? You like basketball? You heard of Charles Barkley? You ever heard of Charles Barkley?
What impressed you the most about Delina?
Just her courage and her ability to embrace whatever things that life has thrown at her and still be able to smile. And I figure that if she can accept her lot in life and still be able to wave and smile at people, then certainly the trials and tribulations we go through are small in comparison.
Kevin's helping hand was evident on the court as well, as he provided his veteran poise to a group of gifted but inexperienced sons. One player bursting onto the scene was high-flying rookie Richard Dumas, who powered his way into the starting lineup by midseason.
Richard Dumas looking like a future all-star. Dumas, does he ever throw him down?
But his road to the NBA was anything but smooth.
Things are going really well for you this season, but a year or so ago it was not that way. Was it incredibly frustrating for you to know that you were so close to playing in the NBA and then you denied yourself the opportunity?
I mean, it's very frustrating. Everybody was looking up to me saying that he finally did it, especially after certain things I had been through. So it was frustrating knowing that I couldn't play. But I had a light at the end of the tunnel, and that was I just had to take care of myself and have a chance to come back.
During his comeback, he played for the minor league Miami Tropics, where he drew inspiration from coach John Lucas.
What kind of influence did John Lucas have over you?
He had a big influence. He had faith in me. He never let me down. He was always there, somebody I can go to. And he gave me a lot of self-confidence, something I really needed.
What's also helped Richard turn things around is his family. He was recently married and has 2 children who seem to be following in Dad's footsteps.
He's a camera person. Say hi, wave hi.
I heard your son is quite a player.
Yeah, my young one is. There's LeBron, yeah, he can shoot pretty well. He shoots real well.
When did you teach him how to shoot?
Honestly, I need to watch him. He just learned by himself. He said he learned from watching TV, man. I need to watch more games on TV. Now you gotta show him a 360. Now you jump. Okay. Now the turn. Okay. And now you up. Now you hang. Straight leg.
You know, the guys say that you can really dunk, that they think that you're one of the hot young dunkers in the league.
Well, they told you the truth. I just like it. It's a way of expressing myself.
So you see that basket and you think,
I think I want to go up there and try to tear it down.
So what's it like playing with Charles?
Playing with Charles is fun. A lot of people don't know him. He's a great person. He's real funny to be around. But when it's time to play, he comes to play. That's what I like about him.
Now, he's notoriously tough on rookies. Has he been tough on you?
No, because he knows I don't play that. I go right back at him.
You ain't got enough lens for that? It'd be easy to just come here instead of putting that towel over there. I have none.
Be tough with him, he lets you slide pretty much.
Yeah, so all you gotta do is fight back and no problem?
No problem. He tries to see if he can punk you. If he can't punk you, he lets you go.
He can stand some ribbing from Charles after the kind of season he's had, and he sees only bright things for the future.
As you look ahead after your first season, what goals do you have for yourself? What would you like to accomplish?
Well, as a personal goal that I had deep down inside was to make an all-rookie team. Since I was unknown and nobody really heard about me. As far as the team goes, to win a championship, and a family goal is to have my wife and sons enjoy it with me.
Also enjoying success in Phoenix is forward Cedric Ceballos, who found the time to write and record his very own rap song.
It's not late, it's only early, because ain't nobody leaving because it ain't the type of party.
I believe he can sing as well as rap. He has a beautiful voice.
Jump up, jump around, listen to the sound. Ain't the time to party when you're going around town.
He has a range anywhere from Barry White all the way up to kind of like Marvin Gaye-ish kind of deal, you know.
My voice is kind of deep. When I come off, it sounds even deeper on tape, and I don't,
You know, I try to lighten it some way, but that's just the way it is.
He'd already shown he can make sweet music on the court. Now he hopes to do the same in the recording studio. Cedric's teammates have had a chance to check out his act.
He played it in my bar. I had a guest DJ one time over at the Sports Grill, and we got a DJ booth, and he went up there and immediately put his song on, and I don't know why the dance floor just cleared. No, seriously, I think it's pretty good. You know, Ced's a very talented person musically, and he's done a good job.
Ceballos can certainly jam on the mic, but now watch he and the rest of the Suns do it on the court in their own version of Jam Session.
Unbelievable play.
To the middle. Benoit, left side of the mailman. Blocked beautifully by Barkley.
Limo time. Oh, wow. You'd have to see it to believe it.
Reveled in their home court dominance and used their high-flying act to compile the best home record in the West. And though Phoenix had plenty of support on their own turf, the mark of a great team is winning on the road. And in March, the Suns set out to prove that they were the NBA's best, embarking on a tough Eastern road swing that would test the character of this brash team.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We'd like to welcome you aboard. This is Northwest Airlines Flight 3533.
For the Suns, flying on their private charter is business as usual. But this trip was different. It had been looked to as the true measure of this team. Grabbing the NBA's best record had brought them the league's attention. But beating the rugged East Coast teams would bring them respect. The first stop was Philadelphia, Barkley's former home. And his first trip back became a major event.
Charles Barkley's in town.
You know, it's funny. I don't really know what to expect, to be honest with you.
They're gonna go nuts. They're gonna go nuts. The place gonna be on fire when they announce his name.
Slam bam, Barkley's the one. And for all intents and purposes, today is Charles Barkley Day here in the city of brotherly love.
The main thing, I just want to get the game started and concentrate on basketball.
Despite his calm words, Barkley's emotions were clearly running high.
This isn't business, this is personal. Let's go.
And at the other forward, in his ninth season of Auburn at 6'6", number 34, Charles Barkley.
For Barkley, this greeting was sweet vindication. In the past, he'd often borne the brunt of the Sixers' problems. Now he was being hailed as a returning hero. But even though the Suns were heavily favored, winning on the road is rarely easy.
They're not going to roll over tonight. They're not going to give up today. National TV, all the emotion and everything. They're going to keep coming back on us. We just have to put them away.
All season, Barkley had been hailed as one of the league's best players. And now he would show his former team why.
Barkley for three. Well, Charles beginning to heat up. Here's Barkley. High speed for Marley.
Capping his emotional return, he led the Suns to victory.
So Charles Barkley turning it on in the second half. Standing ovation.
But Barkley and the Suns didn't have long to enjoy their triumph. They were quickly off to Chicago for their much-anticipated matchup with the world champion Bulls. But by the end of their seemingly endless day, what the Suns anticipated most was arriving at their hotel rooms. In the NBA, life on the road can be a grueling experience.
Everybody thinks it's glamorous. It's not that glamorous. It's kind of boring, actually. It's kind of like a business. You just come and take care of business, play the games, get your rest, and go to another city.
For Marley, the business at hand in Chicago would present him with the ultimate challenge, guarding Michael Jordan.
Well, I think our guys are ready, so we'll see what we can do. We'll see if we can hold Michael to 50.
Chicago Stadium. The Suns couldn't help but feel that the road to the championship would lead through this arena. So as they prepared to face the Bulls, their challenge was clear.
Man, when Michael and Scotty are around, you can't take no chances with the ball. Right. If they ain't even close to it, they get it. That's like we've been doing. Everybody came to see us. Let's show them what we got. Go.
From the start, Jordan showed Marley and the Suns that he would refuse to be held down.
Jordan! Yes!
And though Phoenix's high-powered offense staked them to a small lead for much of the game,
Marley! Thunderdance!
as the clock ticked down, they knew that a final Bull run was still to come.
Who's got Michael? He's going to try to take over now. He's got it.
Shredding the Suns' carefully constructed defense, Jordan ignited the Bulls' attack.
They're on their feet in Chicago Stadium. A standing ovation for this Bulls basketball team.
Amid the din of Chicago Stadium, the Suns faced a defining moment. They needed one play to stave off the Bulls' assault and pull off their biggest win of the season.
So it's going to be KJ coming off 2 picks on KJ's man. He's going to try to turn the corner. Charles step right in the lane.
KJ's got his hands full with Michael. The pick for Barkley. Johnson all the way. It falls in. Unbelievable!
The Suns had defeated the world champions in their own building, but their immediate reaction was primarily exhaustion.
These are the type of wins you really like. I mean, everybody loves to play in these situations, and playing against one of the best teams in the league and the world champs. It's never a better win than that.
As they moved on to Boston and prepared to play the Celtics, they found time to enjoy their victory.
I know right there.
Oh, not like that, kid!
After the stress of Chicago, the team's emotional leader made sure they took time to relax.
I think Charles keeps us pretty loose.
Is that the R-bar thing, Dan?
I'm Chuck. This is Duff. Well, I think that's one of my jobs, is keep everybody loose, because the main thing you want to do is relax and let your talent do the work. And I want them to relax and just play basketball.
But as the game began, the Suns found themselves flat from their big victory, and the Celtics took advantage, grabbing a sizable halftime lead.
I'm not blaming you for anything. We had a 10-point lead, and then, next thing I know, we're down 13. But I am saying when that happens, I'm going to make a change. You understand? We're in the Boston Garden. We're playing for the best record in the league. I'll just sit your butt down in the end, and we'll find somebody else that isn't going to give me a bunch of crap.
Without the emotion of Philadelphia or the challenge of Chicago to inspire them, the Suns had only their pride and each other to rely on.
Marley backdoor lob in and counts a swooping Ceballos on the backdoor.
For 41 games through 25 cities, they traveled together, enduring a constant test of their stamina and their resolve. The success of each trip is measured in victories, but perhaps its more important result is something less tangible, known as chemistry. It is this special bond that sustains a team through the long season and hopefully all the way to the finals.
It's all over. It's all over.
All right. Get that win. Great win tonight. We all win now, though.
That was a great win. Great film.
Suck it up.
As the team headed home, having solidified the league's best record, they found that Suns mania had reached a fevered pitch.
I think you can really feel it in the city. There are people that otherwise wouldn't say hello to each other, smiling, walking down the street, saying hi. Everybody's just really into it right now. And they're just, everybody's walking on the smile on their face.
And if you guys notice, if you look, even on cars, people have, you know, they took shoe polish and painted Go Suns on their cars. Every major business almost has huge banners on top of their buildings saying Go Suns. It's just incredible.
It is 8:10 on the 620 Sports Line, and we're talking about what everybody is talking about, the Phoenix Suns here on KTAR.
Those not lucky enough to have tickets to the games either watched at home or watched at local restaurants so they could feel the excitement. In Phoenix, the Suns were larger than life. The team was rolling on and off the court as pictures of the players were painted onto city buses. For commuters, it was a chance to ride with their favorite Suns every morning.
I'm the most surprised at the impact that this has had. My friends are just like, wow, I had no idea. Like, what do you mean? I've been doing this for years. Just because it's the Suns now, and they're on buses and they're driving past you in the street, it's a whole new concept.
Well, mine was great. I think Charles may cause some accidents, but I like the way mine looks.
It's a great honor to be on the bus. I personally wouldn't want to see my face first thing in the morning.
But that face was now being seen all over town.
Buses are just one of the many things, but they're a great tribute to ourselves and our team, and just a great tribute to the whole city, the way they've gotten behind us.
Suns fans got all the lowdown on their heroes, both from the national media and from their local announcers. This year, there was a new voice on the NBA scene. For the first time ever, an NBA game was broadcast in Navajo, as Kenneth Mariboy announced a Suns game for a Navajo radio station.
Well, the Indian people have always been tremendous basketball fans. And basketball's always been a big sport, and the Suns have been popular there. And I think now they're going to continue, at least on the home playoff games, to broadcast those games in the Navajo language. And, of course, we think that's just tremendous.
And let's go live to the America West Arena in the Valley of the Sun with Kenneth Mariboy and L.A. Williams.
They brought NBA excitement home to the Navajo Nation in Window Rock, Arizona.
The basketball, yeah, that's a draw, but I think a lot of it is just coming here to a local place and meeting different people and having a good time, and there's food, there's conversation, there's a lot of other things that people are sharing, so it's quite exciting.
I'll go with Charles Barkley all the way.
Charles Barkley, like Al McCoy does, he does the Shazam and all this. In Navajo, there's a lot of descriptive action words and whatnot that can really carry the game. It's real beautiful, and you understand it, and it's something unusual and unique to hear it in Navajo.
The neatest aspect is to try to convey the feeling, the atmosphere of this place, the arena, back to the Navajo reservation, to be able to carry this feeling to whether it be a person herding sheep or a person tending the crops in the field.
I'm really happy that the kids back home and on the reservation get to hear about the whole game play by play, and I'm sure that the elderlies are really excited about it also.
What has Suns fans excited was the job done by first-year coach Paul Westphal. The former NBA All-Star showed that underneath his easygoing exterior lies a burning desire to win.
Get him off the block! Play some defense! Push him! We're playing like a bunch of wimps!
His style fit perfectly with a team whose players had always received most of the credit. Westphal's leadership and knowledge of the game cannot be overlooked. Besides knowing his X's and O's, he's also a player's coach.
He understands the players. He protects the players. He always has the best interests of the players. And anytime a player feels that coach can relate and empathize with what he's going through, then it's going to make that relationship and that camaraderie that much better.
Paul was the Celtics' first-round draft pick in 1972, and playing for Boston gave him some valuable lessons about winning.
I was just thrilled to be able to join into that tradition. It was really fun to get the education of my first few years in pro basketball with the Celtics.
After contributing to a Celtic championship in '74, Westphal was traded to the Suns.
It was disappointing in one respect because I was looking forward to an increased role with the Celtics, but on the other hand, I got to go out west and go to a nice young team, and things worked out fantastic.
He became a perennial all-star in Phoenix and led the Suns to the '76 finals against his former team. With the Suns and Celtics tied at 2 games, the series moved to Boston Garden. Game 5 was destined to be a classic. After trailing by 22 points, Phoenix mounted a furious second-half rally. At the end of regulation, the score was tied, and the drama and tension continued to build. It was still tied after the first overtime, and Westphal was having the game of his life.
Westphal, turn around. I don't believe the shots that have gone into this basketball game.
At the end of the second overtime, John Havlicek appeared to have won it for Boston.
4 seconds to go. Havlicek with 3. His shot with 2 is good. The ball game is over.
I knew just because it said no time on the clock didn't necessarily mean that there was no time on the clock, and so I figured that the referees would put some time back on.
The clock was adjusted to 1 second, and the Suns called timeout, even though they didn't have any left.
They just said, timeout, and because we got to advance at the half court with the technical foul, but the technical foul was just one shot. That'd give them a 2-point lead, but at least we'd have a chance to inbound the ball from a reasonable position where we could get a shot.
Here's Perry to Gar Hurd. Here's the jump shot. Good! It's good! It counts! Gar Hurd ties it! We'll go to the third overtime.
But in the third overtime, the Celtics prevailed and went on to win the title in 6 games. Paul retired after the '84 season and turned to coaching. In guiding the Suns, he's had a relaxed attitude and a hands-off approach.
Paul puts himself in a situation where he trusts you, and he puts the emphasis on us to be professional about our job.
After that, if Andrew's on Charles, the best play is 4 to the side. You know what I'm saying?
Paul's a funny coach as far as being so relaxed. He just sits back and kind of just sits back and lets us play.
People say, well, Westphal's laid back. It looks like anybody could coach that team. Maybe they're right, but I hope that we don't have to find out.
Westphal did possess a weapon that few other coaches could boast. And as the regular season drew to a close, the Suns were peaking behind their immensely talented and volatile power forward. NBA reporter Ahmad Rashad had the chance to talk to Sir Charles and find out what makes basketball's most outspoken star tick.
What other people perceive about you is really, they have no idea what's happening. I'll do whatever it takes to win. That's all I'm concerned about.
Everybody, everything. Yeah, I got the best.
I always feel like I'm under control.
Barkley called for a technical.
I think I always know what I'm doing when I'm out there.
As he takes aim at the championship, Charles Barkley leaves behind years of frustration and controversy. The trade that brought him from Philadelphia to Phoenix had eased the turmoil that once swirled around Sir Charles.
At this point in your career, coming out here to this team, do you feel like you've been rejuvenated? You have every morning when you wake up, is it better now going to work?
Oh, I think it's a lot better going to work. It's supposed to rejuvenate me. I think my body hurts just as bad as it had because I'm getting old. But I think the main thing, anytime you are happy in a situation, it makes everything else a lot more enjoyable.
You can describe him as outgoing and outspoken, but one word definitely does not describe him.
S-H-Y.
And the change of scenery has worked wonders for Charles, as he and Phoenix turned out to be a perfect match.
It was definitely time for me to leave, and I'm just lucky that I came to Phoenix. I could have got traded to a lot of places. So I was just fortunate that I got traded to a good situation, and that's all that I ever wanted.
And these people welcomed you with open arms. They were ready for Charles Barkley.
Well, I think that's what has made it so enjoyable and easier on me. Because I think if you go a place and you're not accepted, it's hard. But I think because they accepted me and have really made me feel welcome, it's made it a lot easier for me.
Ahmad found out just how welcome he is when they went to a mall. The response was incredible. People forgot whatever they were doing and flocked to Barkley. He's always been the center of attention, but these days his popularity has hit an all-time high.
This is Ahmad Rashad here. I'm big time now.
Tell the camera, who is that?
One thing that hasn't changed is the reaction. Everywhere you go. When we used to hang out in Philadelphia, people reacted the same as they're reacting out here in Phoenix. This is my man right here. The greatest player ever. You don't believe me?
Ahmad has nothing better to do today. So you want to try to mess up my perfect face.
When his face became a computerized image, you could see what he might look like with hair.
Oh, man.
That's fun out there.
It's hard going out there every night being Charles Barkley. It really doesn't matter who else play well. People expect me to play well. But right now, I just feel like I'm appreciating. It makes me play a little bit harder, and I enjoy it a lot more.
He gave an award-winning performance in a season worthy of a Hollywood film. The final scene being a chance to win the NBA championship.
Attention, Chicago! At this point in your career, which is nowhere near the twilight,
Oh, that's debatable.
But maybe 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You get a chance to go for a championship. That must excite you.
I think it definitely excites me. I think anytime you're a professional athlete, you know, in the beginning you start out, you just want to, it's your job and you want to make a lot of money and set your family up for the rest of your life. And you know, after about 3 or 4 years, you just only concerned about winning. And I'm definitely there now.
The Suns found themselves riding a wave of emotion as they rolled into the NBA's fierce second season. And their first opponent was no stranger to postseason play.
I told you guys just the other day, out of all the first-round opponents, we're probably in the most difficult situation because, number one, they are the Lakers, and they have nothing to lose. They're going to play with a serious amount of passion because of their tradition, so they can be loose and they can play well, so give them credit.
All we have to do is play the best we can play. Play hard, play tough, play smart. We don't have to be miracle men. We just have to play our game. If it's aggressive, it's good enough. Let's go, let's go, let's go!
But while Phoenix expected a first-round battle, what they got from the Lakers was a full-scale war.
Bounces the ball low, battling underneath is Marley. Won't go, they tip for it, rebound scramble. Marley dives for the ball, it's loose, and Byron Scott has it. My goodness gracious! Chambers stolen by Vladdy. Makes a quick pass to Worthy. He might score it himself. Slam dunk. Great play by Vladdy.
LA shocked the Suns and the basketball world by winning the first 2 games in Phoenix.
And the Los Angeles Lakers go home 1 victory away from knocking out the winningest team in the NBA. Oh my.
We're down 0-2, and I know the next question is, are you guys dead? No, we're going to win the series. We're going to win one Tuesday, and the next game's Thursday. We'll win there. Then we'll come back and we'll win the series on Sunday. And everybody will say what a great series it was.
The fired-up Suns confirmed their coach's bold prediction by drawing on their tremendous intensity.
They steal the ball. Kevin Johnson's got it. Here comes Barkley. Barkley gives the ball to Ceballos. Slam dunk. Great play. Has the ball knocked loose. Goes to Dumas. Dumas comes underneath. Slam dunk.
Revitalized, the Suns headed home with the series tied at 2. And in Game 5, the Lakers' dreams of an upset would end in harsh reality.
Marley. Oh, my goodness. What shot by Marley.
The Suns used a balanced attack to put an end to the grueling series.
Well, if there was a championship fight, it went the full 15 rounds. In overtime, Phoenix advances.
While their defeat of the Lakers was a total team effort, round 2 belonged to Barkley.
Barkley gets in underneath, a lot of traffic though. He's going to lose the ball, dives for it, finally picked it up. Here's his fadeaway, got it! He wouldn't give up on it. Robinson on Barkley. It's his game to win. Barkley, 20-footer, yes, with 1.8 seconds. Charles Barkley with an MVP jump shot.
I guess you would say that if you were looking for what an MVP season is, your season this year is a role model for an MVP season. You led your team in assists, you led them in rebounds, you led them in points, and you led them to the best record in the NBA. The fans here and around America join me in congratulating you, Charles Barkley, the 1992-93 National Basketball Association Most Valuable Player. Congratulations.
Charles's teammates now are bowing down to him.
But for the Suns, the glory of individual accomplishment could not compare to the ultimate thrill of team success.
Now to Richard D. He'll drive, shoot, jam. Richard Dumas with a doom boom.
In the conference finals against Seattle, Phoenix responded to yet another challenge, outlasting the Sonics in a dramatic 7-game series.
The Phoenix Suns are the champions of the West for only the second time in the history of this franchise.
Although the NBA title eluded them, this team of overwhelming talent and diverse personalities had bonded tightly together. their bonds cemented by their true joy for the game of basketball. These Phoenix Suns were a unique blend. They were established stars with the playfulness and exuberance of rookies. They were also younger players with the poise and confidence of veterans. Together, they captured the hearts of fans everywhere. They played the game with passion, yet their skills and interests extended far beyond the lines on a basketball court. And long after their season fades into history, these Suns will always give off a bright and enduring glow.